Alright, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm here to talk about BOM token. And no, it's not a paid promotion or anything like that, just an explanation of what the token is, because there's a lot of hype around it right now. And basically, if you go to the front Reddits or anything like that of cryptocurrency, you will see BOM token. And BOM token has gone up pretty much exponentially in price very, very quickly. And it is a very interesting concept. So BOM token is a social experiment where you start off with 1 million tokens, and every time a transaction occurs, 1% of those tokens are destroyed to a minimum of just one token is destroyed. So I don't think you could actually even send one token across the network, or it'll just be destroyed probably. So it claims to be the world's first self-destructing currency, and we're down to 973,471, and this goes down all the time. Now, there's a bit of a discrepancy on CoinMarketCap about how many there are, but that's probably just wrong. I guess I would trust this more than that. But again, BOM's a social experiment and financial case study to measure the feasibility of a deflationary currency, and the rules are simple. There are originally 1 million BOM in existence, and each time a BOM is transferred, 1% of the transaction is destroyed, and there will never be a newly minted BOM. So it's not intended to be used for day-to-day transactions, but rather a decentralized hedge against traditional inflationary instruments. Through a system of immutable smart contracts and continuous destruction, BOM is the world's first self-destructing currency. So they claim, that Monero has the best privacy, speed, Nano, which I suppose I would agree on both of those. Stellar for cross-border payments, which you could argue that one. And deflation, there's really not. So BOM is the vision of the deflationary currency of the decentralized world. And you can see kind of like an explosion of Bitcoin till 21 million. But we start off at 1 million and then go down. Although I would put like 1 million down here more, right? That would be kind of... doesn't seem quite correct. But either way, by about 2034, they say, or so here, all the coins will be gone. However, that could be a lot faster if there was a lot more hype around the coin. So again, these are all over the crypto Reddits. And we can see that, like, 14 things we learned creating a $1 million hyper deflationary currency from the developers, and then just a lot of other, like, questions about BOM. And a lot of them are actually making the front page of Reddit on pretty much a daily basis. I've been following this coin for about 7 days now, and I had bought in a little bit of the coin, and I thought it was quite interesting, like, the way that it's going. So, 4 months ago, we made a Reddit post announcing a social experiment to create the self-destructing currency, and some, people's comments and things like that on that. So there was only an airdrop of this currency, so not that many people really have it. Of course, it was well distributed, but it was distributed just in small amounts to a lot of people. So I don't think there was that many whales that like bought up this coin that can really dump the price. And that's another interesting thing about it too. Is there was no ICO, there's no mining. There was no, pre-sale or anything like that. It was just airdropped on everybody. And I'm not sure. I think maybe the developers have a little bit of the coin for themselves, which is, obviously fine and pretty much usual in the crypto sphere. I mean, got to get paid somehow, I suppose. But for the most part, everybody has all the coins or the tokens rather. It's a strong distinction, I suppose. And, there's not a lot of whales that are holding a lot of it up. So hashtag BOM up on Twitter. I think you can actually earn BOM if you go to their Twitter and and tweet or something like that. I'm not even actually quite sure on that. But it's a really interesting coin. Now, it's only on a couple different exchanges. Mercatox, Mercatox. I have no idea how you actually pronounce that. And DDEX. But the DDEX has a lot lower volume, and the BOM to BTC has quite significantly low volume as well. And so it's mostly like BOM to Ethereum right now on Mercatox, but for the most part, the liquidity is reasonable. So this is the price chart. So for a while, we were just at like $1 for quite a while, and then the hype really started to kick in. There was a lot of Reddit posts, there was a lot of interesting things about it being written, and just tons of front page material on this. And so you can see the total supply is going down from 1 million, and yet the market cap is getting significantly higher. For a while there, we were just at $1 million market cap, because $1 a coin, basically $1 million market cap. And then Another interesting thing about this coin is that since it's not being mined and more aren't coming into existence, the market cap only goes up when people buy into it. So, for example, like with a regular coin, the market cap could technically be going up because more rewards are coming into the system, and if they're all considered to be $10 a piece or what have you, that's just adding to the market cap. But that's not necessarily what people are willing to pay for it. So the volume is nearly at 1 million as well. So it's a really interesting coin, and so some of my thoughts on it is that it is interesting. It's somewhat pyramid-y in the way that people are, but not intentionally. It's clearly not intended to be that. It was just airdropped. There was no real sale of it or anything like that. There's no malicious intent behind it. It's not like a proof of weak hands kind of deal. It's just if you buy it and you transfer it, you burn coins no matter what. And eventually it gets lower and lower and lower and should theoretically increase the demand for it over time. Now, of course, paying for things with it is interesting, but it is not designed to be for transacting on a daily basis, but rather for putting money into and letting it go up in price because of the deflationary aspect of it. So that's kind of interesting. So it's really seemingly non-malicious intent, and kind of an interesting coin. So they say at the bottom here, BOM can be obtained free through bomb up opportunities on social media or through one of the available exchanges, although, well, definitely not free on the exchanges. So BOM is currently listed on DDEX and Mercatox. So kind of an interesting deal going on here. I don't know if they had a white paper or not, really, but view FAQ sheet. We got an FAQ sheet, though, but it could be, it's pretty long. But I would argue that you read this post here, and this is from the developers, 14 things we learned when creating $1 million hyperinflationary currency. So the idea is that maybe one day this coin will be worth $1 million. And it is interesting to think about that there were some other coins as well, some very interesting coins on CoinMarketCap that nobody really uses much anymore. There was 42 coin as well, and that coin is worth $30,000 a piece. And there was only ever 42 of them in existence, and I think that's supposed to be a reference of A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And so this coin is literally worth $30,000, but the daily volume of it is like $540. So that's not necessarily a deflationary currency, but it is a very low cap one as well. And another low cap coin I think is like Thor coin. I think there's only 100,000 of them. And the circulating supply is only 86,000, and that's a $1,200 coin very quickly too. So I think we're kind of getting into a stage, like an interesting stage in cryptocurrency where people are sort of starting to make like these low cap coins, like these low circulating supplies, so that the coin itself will be worth more. And then this is sort of the first really true deflationary experiment. And at currently we're about $9 or $10 in BOM. So even just a few coins, really not that expensive, but we'll have to see. We are in somewhat of a slump, so and it is interesting too. I think I've said interesting like 8 times this video, so I do apologize for that. I caught it too. I caught it. But either way, at $1, and you can see the volume is very low until very recently, and that's why we have this sudden pretty crazy volatility, but we're already on the way back up for now, and there's a ton of volume starting to come into this, so we could go up super high after this as the hype starts to get a little bit more real. But the total supply goes down pretty slow, and even going back to it now, we've lost maybe 15, 10 or so, maybe 20 since starting this video. So I just wanted to show what BOM coin was, BOM token rather, to be more specific. And do I recommend it? I don't really know. It's not necessarily a promotional video. It's just if you want to give it a shot, it's on those exchanges. I don't think there's any KYC on Mercatox, but it's only like a 1 Bitcoin withdrawal per day sort of thing if you don't. And it's pretty easy to buy. Again, I would recommend it with Ethereum if you were going to, but it is just for fun. I would not put a lot into it. Just give it a shot just for fun. But I'm excited to see where this coin goes and just what happens, because this is one of the first coins that we've seen a massive, consistent burn off. There have been many coins in the past with burn offs or something like that, or just, a reconciliation of the total supply where they'll just lower it by an exponent essentially, and then if you had 100 coins at $1, you had $100, but now it's you only own 10 coins, but each one is worth $10. But that's sort of different from what this is. This is just a consistent burn off of coins until basically there's no more coins. Eventually there's going to be only 10, 20, 30 coins after it gets burned off, and then it'll be kind of exciting, but that won't be for quite a while. But it will get more exciting over time, and we'll have to see what happens. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as usual, I will see you guys next time.